Okay, is Texas real estate about to go boom or bust? If you're buying, selling, investing, or just nosy about the housing market, like the rest of us, you're probably wondering, are we in a bubble? And if so, when's it gonna pop? Okay, spoiler alert, it's not that simple, but I'm going to break it down for you with real numbers, real insight, and no sugarcoating. I'm talking price spikes, migration trends, interest rates, builder drama, and a reality check for both buyers and sellers. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, so what is a housing bubble? Let's get clear on what a bubble even is. A housing bubble is when home prices rise rapidly, fueled by speculation, hype, and easy credit, and then collapse when demand dries up or economic conditions change. In other words, it's when prices become detached from economic fundamentals like wages, population growth, and actual demand. It's a classic case of too much, too fast. So think 2008. We had unqualified buyers, no doc loans, adjustable rates that exploded, and mass foreclosures. The entire system was over-leveraged, and when credit tightened, the bottom fell out. So don't panic just yet. What we're seeing in Texas isn't a copy and paste of that situation, and let's talk about why. Here's why everyone is nervous. Prices have skyrocketed. In Houston, the median price jumped from $330,000 in 2020 to nearly $500,000 at peak. Austin, Dallas, and San Antonio all saw double-digit increases. Investors are buying up homes like candy, including big institutional players who are turning neighborhoods into rental farms. Builders can't keep up, which fuels the FOMO and raises costs with supply chain issues. And Californians, yes y'all, are moving in with equity-rich bank accounts and making cash offers 10 to 15% over list. And now, buyers, interest rates are above 7%. Buyer activity has definitely cooled, listings are sitting longer, and price reductions are up double digits year over year. Sounds like the start of a pop, right? Everyone's bracing for impact, but let's pump the brakes for just a second. Okay, y'all, so here's why Texas is not like all of the other places in the United States. Here's what's different this time. So we have no subprime lending crisis. Buyers today are actually qualified. In 2008, nearly 20% of all mortgages were subprime. In 2025, that number is under 2%. Foreclosure rates in 2008 peaked at 2.2 million. In 2024, nationwide foreclosures were under 250,000. Mortgage delinquencies hit 10.1% in 2010. As of 2024, they're below 2%. Inventory in 2008 exceeded 12 months in many areas. In Texas right now, we're around 3 to 4 months of inventory. In 2008, housing starts had wildly outpaced population growth. In 2025, we still technically have a housing shortage, not a surplus. Texas has real demand. Our population is booming. People are moving here for jobs, affordability, and no state income tax. That's not speculative, it's demographic. Also, Texas didn't go up as fast as Phoenix, Vegas, or Boise, Idaho, so we're less likely to crash and burn. Homeowners have equity, and lots of it, and that means fewer foreclosures or fire sales. Lending standards are so much tighter, meaning that people who bought can actually afford to live in their homes this time. This isn't a bubble built on hype, it's a market coming back down to earth. Okay, so let's talk about it. What is actually happening? Let's be real, the market is shifting. Prices aren't dropping everywhere, but they're not climbing like we saw in 2021 and 2022. Here's what we are actually seeing in the Houston area. Days on market is up. In some Texas cities, homes that used to sell in like 5 to 7 days, they're now sitting 30 to 45 days plus. Price reductions are back. Sellers who overshot the market are now having to adjust, often more than once. Bidding wars are so definitely cooling off. They're not gone, but multiple offers are now more common on move-in ready, perfectly priced homes, but not every listing. It's not a crash, it's a correction. And honestly, it is long overdue. We're seeing a market that's more balanced, and with that comes expectations. Sellers, you have to put in the effort to sell your home. Buyers can actually breathe again. Agents, like me, we have to get out there and really hustle. Gone are the days of throwing a house on the MLS and getting 20 offers. Now, strategy matters, presentation matters, and pricing, it matters the most. Okay, so what should you do? What does this actually mean for you? If you're a buyer, this is your window. Listen to me. You've got negotiating power again. You can ask for concessions, interest rate buydowns, inspection repairs, and more. But don't sit on the sidelines waiting for a crash that likely isn't coming. Timing the bottom is like waiting for gas to drop to $1.25 a gallon again. It's not happening. If you're a seller, yes, you can still sell for a great price, but today's buyers are so choosy. They want move-in ready or a discount. Stage it right, price it right. Forget about what your neighbor sold in the spring of 2022. It ain't happening. If you're an investor, focus on cash flow, not just appreciation. You gotta be patient. The short-term rental gold rush is drying up in Houston and in a lot of different cities, but long-term rental demand is still solid. Look beyond the hype and do the math. The bottom line is the market isn't crashing, it's correcting, and the smartest people, they're making moves in a calm, calculated way while everyone else is panicking. So is Texas real estate a bubble waiting to burst? No, not really. It's not a bomb. It's more like a balloon slowly deflating, and that's actually healthy. The market needed a reset, and now buyers and sellers are finally on a more even playing field. If you're unsure what move to make, or you're hearing mixed messages from the media, which you don't need to listen to, let's talk. Drop your questions in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for honest, no fluff real estate insight that actually helps. See y'all next time, and hopefully in a house that fits your life, not just the hype.